I'm Heidi Hewitt, AutoCAD Technical Marketing Manager at Autodesk, and I'm with John Bordeau, Assistant Professor at Kankakee Community College, south of Chicago. John, we've been talking about walkthroughs and flybys for animations in AutoCAD, for creating animations in AutoCAD. And you had mentioned previously that it's a great tool for doing kind of dynamic walkthroughs with the client to kind of show them what they want to see at the time. But what if somebody wants to see those again in the future? Do you have any advice for students or for our viewers?
Yes, you can record the animations of any kind, whether it's a walkthrough or a flyby, or you can even record a zooming and panning or a constraint orbit. Any of those common tools, you can record those. And it is a little bit hidden. You have to go into the Render tab, and then you have to right-click on the gray area and turn on your animation control panel. And in there, you'll have settings in which you can hit record or pause, and then once you're done making your recording, you can hit the save button. You can save that out. Those will typically go into various types of formats. What kind of formats do you want? And there's a variety of formats that you could save your file to.
What are some of the popular formats that you might advise your students to use?
I advise an AVI file, which is a very common standard Windows format. Also a movie file, an MOV file for the Apple line for a QuickTime player. And those are the two very common ones, but we have an MPEG, and you know, we can do a lot of different settings and resolutions there if we want. I always recommend to go low resolution and then work your way up to another recording later on with a higher resolution. And so typically, if you were working for something like an iPhone, we would have a low resolution in a movie. If you want to have a very versatile, high quality one, I would go up to a 1024 by 768 and save that as an AVI file, and that's very universal. And you could play that in any Windows media player or any kind of a player, movie player for that matter.
But you don't advise them to do that right off the bat, their very first animation?
No, no, I don't. And they usually find out the hard way because they don't listen to me, but they should always have a low resolution first. That will speed up your animation time. Once you're happy with that, then go and do another one and kick up the numbers really high to 1024 by 768. And then you'll get a higher quality, much larger resolution, and it will take a little longer, but you have to, then you can go get a cup of coffee.
Well, and what about options as far as like the visual styles, realistic versus conceptual? Do you have any advice?
Yeah, early on I like to go down to conceptual style because a lot of people design that way, and that's a little quicker method. Once you're happy with that, then move all the way up to realistic, and at that time you'd want to jump up to the higher resolution as well.
Okay, great, good advice there. Start getting some great animations out of your students.
And they generally do.
I bet they do. Students are creative.
They are very creative, but they tend to want to go to the best quality animation can make first, and I don't recommend that.
I can relate. I've been there.
Do the draft first, and then go to the high quality.
Good advice.
All right.
Thanks, John.